And welcome to our midweek show of Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. Big games coming up as some teams looking to continue the momentum from this past Thursday and Friday. The Georgia Southern Eagles won this past Thursday at home 24-17 over South Alabama, keeping hopes of postseason and bowl games alive. They are now 2-2 in Sun Belt play. Up next, they'll be hosting Troy in a big game coming up here Saturday at Paulson Stadium. We'll hear from Coach Lunsford and some of the players as they get ready to host the Trojans. We'll also hear from Statesboro High head coach Jeff Kaiser and some of his players as the Blue Devils look to gain some momentum, or continue it rather, from this past Friday's victory over Bradwell as they hit the road for Guyton in a matchup with South Effingham. As for the Bulloch Academy Gators, they're riding high after their big win against Frederica. They continue action on region play on the road at Robert Toombs. Southeast Bulloch coming off a couple of weeks off. They'll get back into action against Evans coming up here Friday at Fred Shaver Field. Portal in action this week coming up as well. All that and more coming up on Upon Further Review. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888, or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, the Georgia Southern Eagles hoping to continue some momentum they got from this past Thursday's victory at home against South Alabama. The offense really got things on track there in the fourth quarter. A couple of big touchdowns from Wesley Kennedy. The defense played really well in the fourth quarter as well, helping to pitch a shutout and make the plays when they had to. This Saturday, they're back in action at home once again as they'll be taking on Troy. We had a chance to talk with head coach Chad Lunsford and a couple of the players about the matchup.
You know, they pass the ball a lot, and you know they got some good receivers, and they're a heavy pass team. So the back end is gonna have to be on the P's and Q's, and we're gonna need some pressure on the quarterback. So I look forward to the game and the schemes that we have that Coach Sloan has this week. We're ready to install it in. When the D-line get pressure on the quarterback, it definitely helps us, making the quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket and just making some uncomfortable throws. And then when we're in good coverage, that gives the D-line, opportunities to, get sacks and make plays in backfield. So it definitely goes hand in hand.
Obviously, we want to win, and we wanted to win in the past, but we just got to treat it like any other game and just come to play hard, practice harder, and leave it in God's hands. And I'm pretty sure if we practice hard and play hard, we'll come out on top at the end. We're really just still trying to put that complete game together as like in all four phases: sideline, defense, offense, special teams. If we just come together as a team and put it as a whole, I'm pretty sure we can beat anybody. So that's all we're really trying to do. We just got to, it's hard to win a football game, especially at the collegiate level. So I'm pretty sure when we come together, we're going to open eyes, click on our cylinders, because we still, like I said in the beginning, we still haven't played our best game, complete game yet.
You know, the big piece on defense, we've got to be ready to play the up-tempo offense. They've got really good skill people. You know, they got an offensive line that does a good job of protecting the quarterback, and they can establish the run if they choose to. I do believe that they try to set the run up by establishing the pass first. So we got to be very good in the secondary. We got, you know, this is one of those games we were, you know, with South Alabama, we did a good job of getting to the quarterback. But against Troy, they're going to try to catch and throw. So there's not going to be a lot of opportunities to get to the quarterback, get pressure on him. So we got to do a really good job in the secondary. We got to play the route concepts very well. And then we've got to be able to get lined up and make the play or get the play called and get everything communicated before they snap it. You know, last year we struggled with that with the up tempo of Troy's offense. You know, and I think our guys are dialed into that. We're going to try to simulate it as best we can this week. You know, again, we're not going to be as good at it as Troy is because that's what they do. But again, we got to put our guys on defense into a situation where you know that they feel a little bit stressed with that up tempo, so that Saturday's not the first time they're feeling that. Offensively, you know, when you go against Troy's defense, they're very athletic guys that you know, play very sound and run to the ball. I think the biggest challenge that comes with their defense is they play a lot of multiple fronts, and I think that's a lot to do with their personnel. I think their defensive personnel makes them very versatile, and they can jump in and out of different fronts. So we're going to have to be very sharp offensively to be able to make sure we understand what we're attacking, when we're attacking, and how we're attacking it. Because I don't see them really changing up from, you know, what they did last year, because they were very successful. They were able to get to our quarterback anytime that we tried to throw the ball last year. A lot of sacks in that game. So again, I think the big challenge is going to be make sure that we don't get behind the chains, get off schedule. We got to make sure we take the fight to them.
That game getting underway at 1 o'clock at Paulson Stadium. All right, stay with us. Coming up next, we'll preview some high school football coming up for Friday night.
My Queensboro banker is Cheryl Quick.
Blanchard Equipment Company has 16 locations.
Queensboro has homegrown values just like us.
They get heavily involved in every community.
And that means strong customer service.
They've been around a long time, just like John Deere.
When you run across the bank like that, you stick with them.
I sure would like to own one of these John Deeres.
Well, we can sure make that happen.
Oh, well.
Queensboro is your community bank. Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
The folks at the Georgia Southern University store want all Eagle fans to know the Statesboro campus of the University store will be open Saturday, September 12th from 11 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. and Saturday, September 19th from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Both Paulson Stadium stores will be open for window and counter service with a selection of Georgia Southern apparel from the time the gates open until the end of halftime. Web orders from the full selection of Georgia Southern apparel, hats, gifts, and tailgating items may be ordered for free pickup at Paulson Stadium at the Homeside store during game day hours. Web orders must be placed by 1 p.m. on Friday for each of the first 2 home games. So don't forget, for all your game day and Georgia Southern needs, shop the University store on the Georgia Southern campus. The Statesboro Blue Devils hoping to continue to ride the high from their past victory against Bradwell as they hit the road, continue region play from now on out. They'll be hitting the road for South Effingham, a very winnable game for the Blue Devils. We had a chance to talk with head coach Jeff Kaiser and a couple of the players about the matchup.
So the biggest takeaway from Friday is we seemed to, after the first few minutes of the third quarter, we kind of tightened the screws and really accomplished what we wanted to, and that's to win late in the game, push through and finish. So it was good for a win, obviously, but proud of the way our kids responded once again to some adversity. What Bradwell gave us an opportunity to play action some in the passing game, and we hit 3 or 4 big plays in that area. Had some real solid quarterback play, not only throwing and running, but Ames did a great job of managing the game, being a field general, so to speak. Our OL did some good things. Our running backs continue to run hard. Receivers blocked well. The biggest negative is we had a turnover. We had a fumble. So we got to shore that up, but proud of the way the offense played. We've got a lot of inexperience on the defensive side of the ball as far as playing varsity football. So as kids continue to get better, we were bitten a little bit by some bad luck Friday night. We had 2 opportunities to get off the field. We had a pass interference penalty, and then we dropped an interception that they ended up catching. But it's aggressive play. Kids were playing hard. We just got to make the play. And, like I say, you just need a little bit more luck in that area.
So you go into this game with South Effingham, still have your hopes of making the postseason are still strong. You got to finish strong though. 3 games left, and it starts Friday.
You got our hands full. Everybody we play is huge. South Effingham will be big offensively. They have changed offenses in midstream because of an injury to 2 quarterbacks. So you're going to see something a little unconventional this week from them. They're big, they're physical, and with the exception of one player, we're not very big defensively. So we've got to create opportunities and play well fundamentally, keep our pad level low, and play physical. Well, we feel like we're in a good place. Our kids respond well to that. We don't have a whole lot of moodiness. The way we operate and the way we teach our kids is win or lose, it's always the same. So the kids know what to expect, and they've come in today, and we'll work attitude, and we'll go outside in a little while and get ready for South Effingham.
To me, it was very important. It was a great team win. Everybody played great, just all around. I mean, it was just a good overall game of football that we played Friday. I mean, we still got to fix some stuff, but that's okay. And offense stepped up big time. Defense did too. I mean, we held Bradwell scoreless in the second half, and that was a good job on our defense. And, I mean, Ames Ratcliffe had a heck of a game. And overall, just great win, great team win. It was a big moment for me. I mean, I just was forced to step up, and I hope I did. It felt great just to be a part of that offense. I still have a lot to learn, still not experienced enough to be competing at a very big level, but just takes a lot for me to step up, and I'm going to do that. I feel really confident going into this week, and I feel like it's going to be a great game. It's just South Effingham's just banged up, and they've gone through a couple quarterbacks, but it's a lot of wrinkles that the defense needs to figure out, and I think it's going to be a great game.
It was a very important game. We really needed that win to keep our playoff hopes alive. I'm glad we was able to step up and actually win the game. Defense played well. We only gave up 16 points, and offense played amazing. They scored, had good ball control, kept drives alive. So, I mean, that was a big win for us. We needed it. I mean, we create a lot of turnovers, but we need more of them to go in our favor. We're good at creating them. We just need a lot more of them to go in our favor. Offense didn't give up that many turnovers. They fumbled once, but I mean that's gonna happen. Mistakes happen, but defense also gotta try and get more turnovers to keep our offense warm and keep us going. Everybody's excited because we won our first region game. So I mean, we should go in this game high hopes because South Effingham is always a good team, so we can't just count them out. But even though they're down to like their third string quarterback and stuff, we gotta keep our confidence real high and make sure we don't mess up the game and stuff. You know, just keep our head up and don't get too cocky.
No credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
Our Southeast Bulloch segment is brought to you by Scott's Floor Covering, passionate to floor you for all your installation needs with over 30 years of experience. Please call Joel Scott at 912-536-2107 or email scottsfloorcovering@yahoo.com for a free quote today. This segment is brought to you in part thanks to After Hours Glass Service, LLC, where they truly believe that if you don't take care of a customer, somebody else will. Wishing much success for the Yellow Jackets 2020 season. Well, the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets have had the past couple of weeks off as they get ready to get back to action this week. They had a game that was originally scheduled against Bryan County that was canceled due to COVID issues for Bryan County. This week, they stepped back up into the big-time 6A competition as they'll be hosting Evans. We had a chance to talk with head coach Barrett Davis and some of the players about the matchup.
But we haven't played since October 16th, so it's been 2 weeks, and then this will be our third week of practicing. But we finally got a game now, and I think our kids will get more excited. Kind of knowing they get to play an opponent. But we practiced for just a few days each week. We've given them some time off too, so I think we're healed up 100% the best we can be. And but our kids have done a good job. We did a little inter squad last week to do a little banging, hitting on each other, but not too much to where it could mess somebody up or something. But trying to get some best on best work and do things that way. So our kids have been able to do a little bit of inter squad and kind of start preparing for Evans a little bit last week. So we've had a lot of time to prepare for our next game, but our kids have done very well with the transition. We tell our kids that each game matters, regardless if it's region or non-region. It's a chance for us to get better, to get ready for the playoffs. And we've got 3 6A opponents left on the schedule that are all going to be tough teams for us to beat, but I think they're all beatable. But it's a question of how much do our kids want to improve and be clicking on all cylinders by the time we hit that the playoff run. So, but I think our kids are just happy to be playing football. I think they've had a very positive mindset, knowing that they've already faced a lot of uncertainty this year, and they've got to a point where they're going to have 9 games, hopefully, if we get through these next 3 weeks, and then get into playoffs, and that'll be 10 games. So they realize they've got a lot to play for. It's bigger than just football.
All right, well, things get back to action here this week. You got Evans. What do you know about them? What do you expect? Evans
has been very dynamic on both sides of the ball. They beat Lakeside last week, I think, 55-6. They've been able to put up points. They've got a very good running back and quarterback duo. They've got 1 or 2 good receivers. And, when you look at film, they just got a bunch of all-around solid high school football players. I don't think they have any huge names for football as far as offers or anything go, but they just got a bunch of solid players. They're coached very well. They got a lot of team speed, and they just seem to do all the little things right. They're going to be a huge test for us. I think they're wrapping up their region title in 6A in that region this week if they win. So they're more than likely going to be a number 1 seed for the playoffs for 6A. So we're going to get the cream of the crop coming in Friday.
Not really tough because over the summer they did say the sports was canceled for a little bit. We're just glad to be back playing. That's all, really. Defense, we switched the defense around to a 4-3 because after the Washington Wills game, it'll help us stop the run a little bit more, putting extra linemen in, taking the DB off the field to help stop the run and free up the linebackers. The next couple of games will be tough. Not too tough, but this upcoming game will be pretty tough against Evans. Evans, they're pretty good. Couple of athletes on both sides of the ball. Instead of the playoffs, it's probably like our last regular season home game, and it's homecoming week too, so we'll be ready to play.
It's different. Having the week off, it kind of throws us off a little bit, but I feel like our team has done a really good job of staying focused and staying, with having our eyes on the goal for the next game and just learning to adapt and overcome. I feel like our team still has the mindset of winning in mind, and even though we've won a region, we're still focused on winning the next game because we love to win, and that's our goal. I think we know that they're a big opponent, but we're ready to face the challenge and just win the next game.
Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.
Friday night lights to early morning deer stands, Anderson's General Store in Statesboro is your tailgating and hunting headquarters. Boots from Ariat, Georgia Boot, Irish Setter, Wolverine, and more, we have a pair for you. Check out our Costa and Ray-Ban sunglasses. And apparel from Columbia, Carhartt, and Drake. Dove, ducks, deer, we have all your hunting needs. And tailgate with a Big Green Egg or Traeger grill. Pack in the flavor with delicious sauces and rubs. Anderson's General Store, a general store, and so much more.
Ready for fall? Us too at RJ Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, RJ Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
The Bulloch Academy Gators had a big, exciting victory at Gator Alley this past week. It went down to the wire before a touchdown pass from Tyler Willoughby to Harrison Kennedy with 15 seconds left in the game helped secure the 20-16 victory for the Gators over the Knights from Frederica. This week they're hoping to continue that run as they hit the road for Robert Toombs. We had a chance to talk with Coach Pennington and a couple of the players about the matchup.
Josh, it was a special victory, and even though, it came down to the wire, the one good thing about the game, besides winning it, is how we maintained poise, confidence, and came back to win it in the waning seconds at the end of the game. So I hope that some way, somehow or another, that'll give us some confidence. It certainly will. I believe that it will convey to all of us, coaches and players alike, that we have to come ready to play every game. But Frederica was a very solid football team. Really, in the first half, they controlled the line of scrimmage, and really, for the most part, did so in the second half. But credit our defense for 3 goal line stands there to only give up 9 points when twice they were inside our 5-yard line and once inside the 10. And so we kept fighting and clawing to the point that where our adjustments and our players' spirit and energy level really picked up in the second half. And credit our offense. We had 3 possessions and 3 scores, and kept them out of the end zone enough to where we could win the game right there at the end. So we're going to take a lot of positives out of it, but also, Josh, it's our belief that when you play someone the quality of Frederica, well coached, has great scheme, is that when you play someone like that too, that it exposes your weaknesses more so than when you play someone who is not as equal to you. And so that's a good thing, and it makes us to the point where we have to go back to the drawing board and get better.
We've got Robert Toombs coming up this Friday on the road. What do you expect out of them, and how are you feeling about this game?
Josh, they are struggling in more ways than one. They've had a very tough year. New coach over there, and the number of participants is low according to their standards, and I think that no depth at all is really taking its toll on their players. Besides that, what players they have are very, very young, so they don't have a lot of experience. And so I wish the best for them, but yet at the same time, we know that we have to improve ourselves. And so we're taking what we learned from the Frederica game, and hopefully through practice that we can go over there and exhibit that in the game.
It was a big game, big exciting win for us. But we also have a lot of things we need to work on both sides of the ball. We had our ups and downs, so we're going to focus on that and move forward. Well, from a defensive standpoint, I feel we played very well. But, there's still some things we can work on to improve ourselves and make ourselves better as a team moving forward. So definitely boosts our confidence and morale going into the rest of the season. Our last 3 games, a tough one at the very end of the season. And we got 2 very similar opponents within the next couple of weeks. So, it gives us a nice boost of confidence.
The game with Frederica is always going to be chippy. They give good energy, and they just match us very well every time we compete against them. The defense played phenomenally. They got some tremendous stops and helped us get back on the offensive side. And then Frederica would stop us, and we'd stop them again. So it was just a good game going back and forth. I was actually going out for a pass, and I saw it tipped up, and I didn't know what to think. I thought at that point the game was over, because I knew that was probably close to being one of the last plays of the game, and you don't have that happen much. It gave us a major boost, because we know that Pinewood matches up against Frederica pretty fairly too. So being able to compete with Frederica gives us a major boost in the rest of the season.
That matchup between the Gators and the Crusaders taking place at 7:30 on the road at Robert Toombs. As for the Portal Panthers, they're still looking for their first victory of the season. This week they'll be traveling to the Pecan Grove as they'll be taking on the Claxton Tigers. That'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.